Hello. Hello. Hello, dear student. Please confirm whether my voice is audible or not. Hello. Please, dear student, confirm my voice, audio, video, everything is okay or not. Please confirm whether my voice is audible. Please, dear student, confirm my voice audible. Chaliye. Yes, dear student. Now everything is okay. So, dear student, I'm really sorry for the 1st of August current affair. I'm not able to provide you because severe rainfall and there is a shortage of power. So I'm really sorry for that. Even I'm not able to provide this newspaper even today also. So from tomorrow onwards, I'll provide this newspaper in the morning itself. So, dear student, let's discuss about the today's newspaper. So it is 2nd August newspaper. So, dear student, let me explain about the objective of this discussion. So, dear student, we are simply trying to identify how this newspaper is helpful for our examination. We are not going to read this newspaper for the sake of reading. Rather, we should find out which article, which newspaper we are going to use in which part, whether it is in prelims, mains, or interview. If it is in mains, then which part, whether it's society, polity, economy. So our intention here is to find the application, how we can maximize the utilization of this newspaper. So that is what our main objective. So let's start. So first one is draft poll roll for the Bihar is out and voter dipped by 6.5 lakh. So we know that recently there is a special intensive revision drive is going on in the Bihar to identify, those who are illegal or you can say not eligible having the voter ID card, we need to delete them. And those who are the eligible voter, not have the name, we have to include that. But after this conduction, they have found that around 65 lakh voter are not found their name in the list. Okay? So Election Commission published the list after the end of the first phase of the special intensive revision drive. So Patna roll 3.95 lower than the, around 4 lakh voter are lower in the Patna itself. So here, just read it, how it is very much essential. So I think this year, UPSC syllabus, so it is talking about, Representation of People Act and role of Election Commission of India. So it is very important for your mains examination. They can ask this question in this mains also, or in prelims they can ask about what is whether right to vote is a constitutional right, legal right, or it is a you can say simply it's a constitutional right. So please tell me in the comment box, right to vote, a right to vote is constitutional right or fundamental right or legal right? According to you, what is that? So this can be a very good question. So already in Supreme Court, very Supreme Court judgment, this question has been settled. So please comment in the comment box. So next is about, so recently we have seen Donald Trump impose severe tariff sanction or severe tariff against all these countries. So trade wall thicken. So US President Donald Trump imposed steep tariff on import from the dozen of trading partner, including Canada, Brazil, India, and Taiwan. So presidential executive order, that means this order is not passed by American legislature, or that is called Senate or the Congress, but it is by the presidential executive order. So 35% tax on the Canadian, 50% on the Brazilian, and 25% on Indian, 20% on Taiwan, and 39% on the Swiss. So you can see that relatively less tariff as compared to other, but it is quite high as compared to, Southeast Asian country. They are getting like China, then Indonesia, Malaysia, Bangladesh. So there is a threat that if tariff rate is higher in India as compared to this Asian countries, so they might import more, they might export more product to the USA, or USA might import more product. So that may be loss for our Indian market. So USA has been pressing India to open its market a wide range of American product, including dairy, poultry, corn, soybean, rice, wheat, ethanol, fruits, and nuts. Here you can see here our farmers are involved. And in India, if you look into this status or statistics, around 86% of our farmers are small marginal farmers. They are very small, hardly 2 hectares of land. So if we opened up this sector for the USA, then they're in USA, the farmer are very big, so they can flood our Indian market with this good. So ultimately that may lead to the loss of our market. Second, USA also want we should open off the genetically modified crop for Indian market. So in India we don't allow genetically modified crop. So only crop in India that is allowed genetically modified crop, it is cotton. It is called BT cotton. We have not yet allowed any other crop because of our apprehension or concern. But USA want the same thing should be opened up for the USA. Definitely, we are not going to allow that. Okay, so that is the reason there is a tussle between both India and USA. So you can see different country having different tariff rate. So India is almost like middle. So there are country less also. चलिए तो नेक्स्ट हम बढ़ते हैं आगे. So India USA tie whether several challenges will move forward. So this is what said by Ministry of External Affairs. So recently we have seen Donald Trump is given, Donald Trump, said that India is abusing the trade and very tough to negotiate. And now they've also established good relation with the Pakistan also. And repeatedly, USA is also claiming that they have acted as a mediator role to settle the dispute between India and Pakistan. Okay? So on that backdrop, our Ministry of External Affairs clearly said that we have in past severe difference with the USA, but we have overcome that. Now also we are going to overcome. So India-USA relationship has weathered several transition and challenges, and bilateral tie will move forward. This is what said by Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson. So recently, Donald Trump imposed 25% of tariff on Indian. Plus, it is also asking for some additional amount of penalty just because we are trading from Russian oil. We are also buying the Russian weapon. Okay, so this unknown amount, the plus amount of tariff, we are not yet known. Okay, we don't know about that. India and USA state share comprehensive global strategic partnership anchor in this shared interest, democratic value, robust people-to-people ties. These partnerships have weathered several transition and challenges. We remain focused on the substantial agenda of our true country has committed to confident that relationship will have been moved forward. So in past also we have seen so many problems between two countries, like after our nuclear test, so there is a sanction, and later on we have improved our relationship and established this strategic relationship. So that means we have overcome in past, and we are in future we are going to overcome. No doubt we are big countries, both are global powers, so definitely we are having different ambitions. Sometimes this ambition are in conflict, but rather than making it full blown dispute or difference, so it is our interest. We need to maintain good relation because US is a big market, so it is going to be very helpful, unless otherwise your economy is very large. So dear student, please comment in the comment box whether my voice is audible or not. Okay, right to vote is a statutory right. So yes, right to vote is a statutory right. Yes, it is different judgment given. Sometimes Supreme Court said that it is a constitutional right, but current position is that right to vote is a statutory right. Yes, this answer is given by Rajnit Kumar. Yes, you are right, absolutely right. So एक ताली होना चाहिए रजनीत कुमार के लिए क्योंकि अच्छा आंसर दिए. So next is after High Court rule, the naming of the scheme, Tamil Nadu government seeks clarification. So what happened? So the High Court clearly stated that we cannot name any government scheme on the name of any current person. For example, recently Tamil Nadu government, they have named their government scheme on the basis of on the basis of the government name. So you can see here. So after Madras High Court restrained the Tamil Nadu government from using name of any living personality for new or rebranding of the public scheme to be introduced in the future. So government approached court urging to clarify its interim order because they have started a scheme like, you can see Ungaludan Stalin. So Nalam Kamum Stalin. So that means this year the name is mentioned, the present living person name. So that is what the problem. Okay. So next important article is Durg arrest NIA court resolve the verdict non bail plea and order today. So I'm just summarizing it. What happened? Just listen carefully. So recently, what happened? Two they have taken one lady for. So better study it out because it might be portray my opinion. So lawyer of the Priti Mehri. So you can see the special NIA court in Chhattisgarh, Bilaspur district on Friday resolved its verdict order on bail application filed by the three persons, including two nuns from the Kerala. After their lawyer argued that there is no material evidence to suggest that charges of either human trafficking or forcible religious conversion made out. This non actually taken one girl from Chhattisgarh to Agra, they have argued that, they've taken this, what is the point, what said by the non, that they've taken to provide the job. But the authority or the government, they are saying they are taken, it's a conversion or the agenda of the conversion. So that is what the issue on the agenda of the conversion. So they have arrested the non. And now they are applying for the bail plea. So that is what the issue. So here the political controversy is not important. Here our important is Article 25. So what is Article 25 and Article 26? So Article 25 is talking about freedom of conscience, profess, practice, propagate a religious of one choice. That means if you have one particular religion, so you can have the right to profess, practice, propagate that religious. But that does not include forcefully conversion. You can propagate your religion, but you cannot forcefully convert by paying money or other allurement or fear, threat, coercion, or by that means. Okay? So that is what the point is. So they are arrested by the railway police at Durg police station. So here you can read it. So while the prosecution main thrust behind the formal objection was preliminary stage of investigation, a team of lawyers presenting complaint. So Bajrang Dal member Ravi Nigam, so no need to study that. So they also arrested by the railway police at Durg railway station after the Nigam, joined by the fellow Bajrang Dal member, accused them of forcibly converting three girls from the Narayanpur and trafficking them. So the Bajrang Dal is saying that these people are trafficking this woman and taking from, by paying something money or like that. But none, they are saying they are taking this lady for providing employment. So that is what court need to be see that. We also argue that there was nothing to suggest that three women from the Narayanpur already Christian, because and according to this view of non, so these lady are already Christian. So if they are Christian, then there is no point of converting to their religion. So case has been based on suspicion after women and non were seen together. The women are major, and there is no medical test to prove any assault. So ingredient of all allegation level against them do not exist. So here you can see about religious intolerance, right of religion. So these are the issue. So you need to study. So next is about the Sarvanand Sonowalji. So port embracing sustainable practices. So that means our port. So if we have to achieve the carbon neutral by 2070. So this is what under the Pancha Amrit mission. So Pancha Amrit mission try to achieve 5 objective of become a carbon neutral. So tell me in the comment box, what are the Pancha Amrit? And this Pancha Amrit is propounded or given by our Prime Minister at which climate summit. So this is what you need to know about. Okay? So this summit, please tell me. So let me see how many of you know that. And if you are not able to write here, so at least after completion of my discussion, you have to practice. As I have already told many times, so during discussion, I'm going to give you 10 to 15 tasks. So it is your homework after completion of this video. I'm not take this video much long, so around 45 minutes. After that, spend around, you can say 30 minutes to 1 hour to make note of these topics and do differ analysis. So you'll get 20 to 30 marks in your prelims and even 80 marks plus in your mains. So please do this analysis value addition so that you'll get a lot of benefits. So Union Ministry of Port, Shipping, Waterway, Sarvanand Sonowal. So you need to remember this ministry, Union Ministry of Port, Shipping, Highway, because sometimes you have to refer their name in your main answer writing. Sometimes UPSC prelims also they are asking this kind of question is under which ministry. So Indian Maritime sector is undergoing transformation shift, not just a gateway for commercial, but also champion of the climate resilience. Country port are embracing sustainable practice globally, because yes, we are practicing because we need to make sure that our economy is carbon neutral. So that is the reason we also make sure that our port also carbon neutral. So we aim to build momentum and foster collaboration that will give India maritime future. So you can see about Tuticorin have become the first Indian port successfully producing green hydrogen and achieving 1 megawatt of solar power. Can be a very good news. So this can be very important. So there can be a question: Tuticorin, which port in India recently successfully produced green hydrogen? And first time, what is very important. Okay? So you just need to remember that. So next is Melegaon judgment. Court wrapped NIA over inadmissible evidence. So why this news is very important? This news is very important for our internal security. So we are studying about Melegaon blast, security, about right-wing terrorism. So that is being said by the people. So that is the reason it is quite important. And here one important aspect is that this is not the first time. Again, one more case is also Mumbai train blast. Recently, also court give the people scot-free, or you can say they make everyone free because of lack of proper investigation, lack of proper, systematic collection of evidence. So all these things. So that is what clear necessity for India. We need to make sure that whatever the crime happening, it should be investigated in a professional way, and there need to be more use of technology, and we need to ensure that justice should be delivered very fast, and we need to close the case very fast. Otherwise, if judgment is going for 30 or 40 years, then, most of the evidence, they either tampered or they will die. Sometimes the evidence people, those are giving evidence, they turn hostile. So in that case, will not able to deliver the justice. So here the court is saying that, just for sake of giving punishment, we cannot penalize any person. So before penalizing any person, we need to ensure with 100% surety that these persons are involved in the crime. Because, in our judiciary system, we follow the policy that, it might be 100 people might got, thousands of people might got scot-free. So criminal might got scot-free, but we need to ensure that a single innocent should not be penalized because of wrong decision. That is what called miscarriage of justice. So it is our responsibility. We need to ensure, prevent the miscarriage of justice. And then this is a big question. This is a high time for our, law enforcement agency. They need to be use more professional investigation. They need to use more technology to ensure that whatever investigation they are doing, there should be very much quality. There should be contain the integrity, so that we can, with 100% surety, we can convict those who are involved. Okay. So let's move to the last page. So first one is Trump deploy nuclear submarine in response to Medvedev comment. So recently, former Russian president given a comments regarding, the Cold War or against USA. So after that, USA is moving its submarine to suitable location. So we don't know whether what kind of submarine is moving, whether it is the nuclear power submarine or nuclear attack submarine, and they are deploying at what location, we are not knowing. But by the way, you should know that both USA and Russia, they are leader in terms of nuclear submarine and aircraft carriers. So they have the ample amount of that. So they are deploying one another because, USA and Russia, they are fighting now against one another in the Ukraine. And Donald Trump initially believed that he can end the war in a very few time, but repeatedly giving this time to the Russian president, Russian side, and Russian side is not listening. So that is creating frustration for the Donald Trump. And we know that the nature of Donald Trump is quite impulsive. So Donald Trump is taking quite impulsive decisions. So one of that decision is it. So Donald Trump unveiled slew of new tariff while punishing Canada. So we know that recently in starting page, also first page, we have seen how Donald Trump is imposing tariff on all over the nation and use that as a tactics, or that is a force tricks to force this economy to sign free trade agreement. देखो, US is a big country. US is a big country. So Donald Trump used tariff as a pressure tactics to force that country to sign a favorable trade deal with the USA. So you can see here. चलिए, so आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next important article is, so July GST collection is 1.96. So just remember that, not exact trend. So if you know that yes, our GST collection is around 2 lakhs, so you can say, in your mains answer writing, you can say that yes, our GST collection is good amount around 2 lakhs. So no need to know exact data, but you should know that our GST collection is fluctuating, sometime high, sometime low. So they can ask about a good question, even UPSC also asking. Last 5 years we have seen that our GST collection is steadily rising. Our GST collection is steadily falling. So in that case, you need to know all these things, because you have to answer whether our GST is increasing, decreasing, or it is fluctuating. So they are using this type of question last 3 to 4 years. So USA sanction force the USA sanction forced vessel with Russian oil to divert. So recently, we know that USA under the Donald Trump imposed sanction against the India. So because of that, the so many vessels that is aim to reach India, they are diverted to other locations to avoid the sanction. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So next is ISRO is gearing off for next USA collaboration with the Bluebird communication satellite. So ISRO is planning to launch one more satellite of USA, what called a Block 2 Bluebird communication satellite developed by USA's ATS Space Mobile 3 month. So that is what given by our chairman. So you need to know about the name of the chairman. Sometimes they small examination they can ask about B. Narayan. Okay. So Indo-USA collaboration follow the NISAR NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. This is what called ISRO, which ISRO launched successfully in July 30 using geosynchronous launch vehicle or GSLV Mark II. Remember that it is not Mark 3. It is remember Mark II, because weight is 2 point. It is below 2.5 weight, so that can be easily carried by GSLV Mark II. So Bluebird satellite to be launched from the Satish Dhawan Space Sensor by using LMB3. LMB3 is also called a GSLV Mark III. So it is a heavy lift vehicle. So which is formerly known as GSLV Mark III. The Bluebird satellite weight is around 6,500 kg. You can see huge weight. Is expected to arrive in India in September. Work is progressing for the launch. So ISRO is planning to have first 3 on-crew mission planned ahead of the Gaganyaan mission. So India is planned to have a manned mission. And before sending humans to this space, we need to ensure that everything should be perfect. There should not be any problem. That is the reason ISRO is planning to send unmanned missions to understand what kind of problem we are facing, whether everything is okay. Then only when everything is well, then only we can plan to send it. So remaining 2 on-crew mission expected by 2026. ISRO had earlier announced plan to have crew mission in first quarter of 2027. This schedule will take kept studying the performance of on-crew missions. So Gaganyaan program, the human-rated launch vehicle we need to develop. If you want to launch a satellite, you can use any launch vehicle. But in case of launching man, we need to have a launch vehicle that is human-rated. That means it should be proven. That means it should not be damaged. It should not be accident under any circumstances. That means 1 in a million. That means 1 accident in a million launch. That is what the accuracy level we need for a human-rated launch vehicle. So the development of orbital module is advanced stage, and adding development of crew escape system is nearing completion. That means we are on the verge of completing everything. So if everything goes well, so we can expect that yes, our Gaganyaan on-crew mission is going to launch very soon. Chali. So next is report of failure analysis of PSLB C61 submissions to be submitted to the Prime Minister soon. That means so PSLB Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle is also called as workhorse of ISRO. It's a reliable satellite launch vehicle. It is able to launch with precision. So it is high success rate. But recently the mission PSLB C61 is failed. So after that there is an investigation and report is going to be submitted to our Prime Minister. So next is a whole nation fight war, not just a military. This is what said by Rajnath Singh. So yes, whenever there is a war going on, it's not about the army they are fighting at the border. So every citizen, every department of the government are involved in the war. So it is our responsibility. We need to behave responsibly. We should not spread the fake news. We should help our army if you are staying in the border area. If needed be, then we can contribute some amount. India is having 140 crore people. Let's say we are contributing each people 100 rupees for war. So what is the amount? So this amount can be a very good amount for, if we are facing any kind of problem. If you are paying 1,000 rupees, you can know the amount is quite high. Na? So next is 12th fail. Name the best film. Shahrukh Khan, Vikram Messi and Rani. Victor, best actor. So sometime, nowadays UPSC are asking sports and movie, filmy. So you need to know all these things. So please, I've already highlighted. You need just read it. Okay. So even in the state PCS exam, they are repeatedly asked this kind of question. So please read it. It's very helpful for your examination. So opposition protest over the Bihar electoral roll revision start the Rajya Sabha proceedings. So already we have know that the special intensive drive that is being going on in the Bihar. So because of that, so many people are excluded. So it is about 6.5 lakh people excluded. So due to that, there is a uproar or protest by the opposition in the Rajya Sabha. So that start the proceeding. So this is very important. So Vice President poll to be held in 9th September, counting on the same day. Okay. So elections to the post of Vice President will be held on September 18, and counting will be takes place on the same day. This is what said by Election Commission. Okay. So you need to study detailed procedure for the Vice President. So there can be a good mains question regarding discuss the procedure for election of Vice President. So you can see here, Vice President is elected by member of Electoral College consisting of member of the Parliament. Only Parliament is eligible for voting the Vice President. But in case of President, it is the State Legislative Assembly also. Here, both nominated, elected, everyone is eligible for election. Elections is to be vice president. So you can see here, elected member है, 12 nominated member है, everyone is eligible. ठीक है. Next, you can study about the Tamil Nadu engine of progress education for all. So this article is talking about how Tamil Nadu is leader in terms of education. So here few things you need to study about. I think in modern history about there is a party called Justice Party. So they have started the justice movement in the South India. So because of this justice movement, so they have started the welfare, they have started the education for the downtrodden backward section of the society. So that is the reason in South India, we can see so many people from the backward class, they are reaping the benefits. Now, recently the government introduced education. So because of that, those who are from the backward section, they are getting admitted into the premier institution. So this article is talking about the success story. So please study it. This can be a model initiative for your examination. You can suggest, this model can be replicate other area. So Tamil Nadu gross enrollment ratio at higher education is 47, while national level it is 28. So okay, and among the women, Tamil Nadu gross enrollment ratio is 47.3, national is 25. So that means Tamil Nadu is doing well in terms of of promoting education or inclusive education. So just read it. I think it's very important news for all of us. India-USA tie will move forward. This is what said by the Ministry of External Affairs. So remember, while our friend, we have our years done relatively business. So that means, recently USA imposed sanction on India because on the acquisition that India is buying nuclear, India is buying energy and weapon from the Russia along with China. So that is the concern being raised by the Donald Trump. Donald Trump has also said that India is part of the BRICS, which is acting against the USA interest. So they want to impose the sanction to pull, you can say, push India away from this BRICS and Russia and try to use this sanction as a way of improving, or you can say making strategic relations. But that India is maintained strategic autonomy. We are not listening any one voice regarding that. So USA India compact. So there can be a very good question. Recently we have signed compact agreement. It is between which two countries? So you can ask about that. And ask about what is the full form of compact also. Catalyzing opportunity for military partnership, accelerated commerce and technology. So this is compact is between India and USA. So you need to know about compact is between India and USA. Okay. So this is what important. So next is amid trade turmoil, USA sent White House advisor Ricky Gills to Delhi for IMEC. So India, Middle East Economic Corridor. So dear student, it is very important. I think in UPSC, they are repeatedly asking about, North-South Transport Corridor. Then so many questions they are asking regarding the corridor. So there can be a very good question. So we know that the North-South Economic Corridor, it is being launched in G20 summit that is held in India. And after that, we have not moved forward because of Israel and Palestine conflict that is going on. So while IMEC, that is India Middle East Economic Corridor, you can see here India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. So was launched in sideline of the G20. It was not made much progress due to October 7 terror attack in the Israel and Israel bombardment of the Gaza, which killed 60,000 people. Just imagine the level of devastation. Israel port Haifa. So you need to map that where the Haifa is located. If you want, I can just show you the Haifa is located where. You just open, just simply type in your Google Earth. You can see here Haifa port. This is the way you have to study. Whenever you are finding any location, you have to immediately map that. So this is the port of Haifa. So at the end, we are saying we are not fine mapping. We are moving here and there. It is better to practice this map on a daily basis. So there is one more port here. It is called Eilat port. So here it is Israel. So there is one more port of Israel. It is called Eilat port. You can see here it is Eilat port. What is that? Eilat. Yeah, this is Eilat. I think it is visible. So this is called Eilat port. I'm just typing out so that you can understand. Yes, Eilat port. So you can see here, Eilat port is here. So it is one more port of Israel also. So it is connecting to Gulf of Aqaba. So this is what called Gulf of Aqaba. You can see here, it is called Gulf of Aqaba. So Gulf of Aqaba connecting Red Sea to port of Eilat. So this can be a very good question, because whenever anywhere there is a disturbance is going on, it is very much favorite of UPSC. So they can ask a repeated question on this area. So this is called Gulf of Aqaba. This is called Gulf of Aqaba. This is Elat Port. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So please, I'm just giving you how you can read. So please use that. So next is, so Israel Port Haifa is key part of the original IMAC project, although scholars have suggested considering alternative alignment. Okay, so this can be a very good opportunity because USA is sending its representative, so we can talk about recent tension, recently hiking tariff, and we need to find a solutions to this problem also. So next is India fuel export going on without import duty on USA. So USA president has announced plan to impose penalty on India over Delhi ties with Moscow, but order signed exclude petroleum product from 25% tariff. You can see the irony of USA. USA is imposing tariff on India because we are, importing huge amount of crude oil and weapon from the Russia. But we are also exporting this refined oil to the US also. So that is the reason, if it is USA interest, so they are not imposing any sanction on our oil. So you can see here. So India export petroleum products such as diesel and jet fuel to the USA continue to be exempted from levy of any import duty or tariff. And President Donald Trump has now not indicated penalty plan to impose deter the New Delhi trade with Russia. That means, what is interesting, what is, benefit for the USA. They are selectively tariffing or imposing tariff on that. Okay, so you can see here, Russia once used to be very less, like, sometime around 0.2% of our oil import from Russia. But during, or you can say after, starting of the Russia-Ukraine war, our import is increased to 40%. That means we are increasingly import more oil from the Russia because Russia is providing oil at a very discounted price, at very discounted rate. So next is this month, Russia supplied 36% of all crude oil, which is converted into fuel like petrol, diesel, and that India imported. So dear student, please comment like everything is okay, like my voice is audible or कोई problem है. If anything, please inform me. चलिए. So next is the business of selling the babies. So I think if you have ever watched any movie, so regarding, how this surrogacy, the fake surrogacy clinic are sprawling. So they are charging huge amount of money from the couple, and in return, instead of giving their surrogacy baby, they can give any baby. So here you can study it, you can understand the crux. No need to study this article in detail. So in August 2024, a couple from Rajasthan traveled to the Secunderabad from IVF procedure. A doctor at the clinic, they approached the convincing them opt for surrogacy instead. After paying 30 lakhs and getting a baby, year later, couple realized through the DNA testing that child do not belong to them. That means they simply kidnap or they simply buy a baby from other and donate this baby to this couple. So that means they are not doing any sort of surrogacy. They are fraud business. Simply they can, they can buy any baby from any mother and give that baby to this, parent. So this is what called fraud. So instead of getting 15 lakhs, the couple from the Assam got 90,000 for selling their baby. So you can see how this industry is going on. So this is a very unethical issue. So here you can talk about how the business is spreading, the fake surrogacy business is spreading in India, how this is being exploited by this the medical. And here, either the couple, they are suffering and the original mother is also suffering. But at the end, these people are, medical, they are getting benefits of everything. So deep ties, India need to engage its neighbor more closely. So recently, we are seeing that our relationship with Maldives is improving very fast. So we have seen that during Maldives, during presidential election in Maldives. So the president, the Mohammad Moizu started a India Out campaign with aim to, remove all Indian influence, Indian soldier deployed there from the Maldives, and later on India started a boycott Maldives mission. So because of that, our relation has been plunged. But after that, in 2014, we have seen the Moizu, the president of Maldives, visited India, and India also give a lot of grant, a lot of donations. So after that, our relationship have been start improving. So let me tell you one more thing. So before, starting any international relation, you have to study that. This is Maldives. So this is India, this is Maldives. You can see we are very close. We are very neighborly relation. So in case of any problem in Maldives, so there will be spillover effect to the India. So here it is Maldives, here it is India. So that means we need to have good relation. It is our neighbor also. So after that, if India is provided, so Maldives is reciprocated by inviting our Prime Minister to their Independence Day. So after that, we have seen our relation has been improving, and the Maldives is also showing good response towards India. So we need to understand that recently we are facing threat, in trade matter in the USA, other part of the world because of protectionism and all these things going on. So it is a very good time. It is a very good time. We need to maintain our good relation with our neighboring because we are facing threat in the Bangladesh, Pakistan, China. So rest of the country, they should not be turned away, should not be make them a part of backyard of the China or USA. Rather, we need to make them they are very friendly so that our interests can be protected. Okay. So this article is all about that in a time of global economic turmoil, a closer engagement with neighbors, one that shore of their economic needs, support their plan for development where possible essential. So this can be a very good conclusion. So that means in time of uncertainty. So if we are maintaining good relation with our neighbor, so which is win-win because if our neighbor are prosperous, we are prosperous. If our neighbor are in disturbances, there is turmoil. So definitely that will be spill over to India. Let's say in Bangladesh, if Bangladesh is having disturbances, so people will migrate to India. So it will create internal security threat to India. Also, the Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oili is also planning to visit India. And we know that Nepal, India is having Roti Betika relation, Roti and Beti. In Nepal and India, we are having open border and kinship tie. That means marriage across the cross border. So that is what the important is. So next important news is House of War attacking political rival cannot wait to evade the responsibility. So recently we have seen that in our parliament discussion regarding the Operation Sindhu, no doubt all political party they have appreciated the action of the our armed forces. But what is more essential? No one government is taking credit for their action, opposition is blaming. No, that is what not the main objective. We need to debate, discuss whether the the approach we are following, like we have to launch operation after every act of terrorism. We need to analyze whether this act is going to be effective or not. That is what we need to debate. This article is talking about that government need to be talked about cost benefit rather than taking self credit of everything and blaming opposition as anti-national rather than they are also the part of the legislature. We need to have healthy discussion to understand both cost and benefit of everything. Na? So next is fact. The fact is mangrove dry business. So here we know that the mangrove forests they are found all along the coast of India and they are very much important for protection preservation of our coastal land. So mangrove have historically been margin of planning and policy priority in spite of their vital role in anchoring coastal economy and protecting millions from the climate extreme. Their loss is not just an environmental concern. Their loss erode natural infrastructure, act as a buffer for urban coastline and underpin fisheries and quietly contribute to the billions in the ecosystem and avoid damage. So during 2004 tsunami, we have seen that the reason that is having, mangrove protected our coastal area, and the reason that don't have mangrove, so we have shown severe damage to this coastal area. That is a clear indication that mangrove is essential for protection of our coastal ecosystem. So, and mangrove is also very much essential for carbon sequestrations. So yet their value really feature in the balance sheet. So just study it. So what kind of step, because if it is very precious, if it is very essential for our environment, for our coastal, for our recycling of the resources, everything, then what kind of step we need to take? So first one is mapping and technology, mapping with technology. So we need to analyze the area that is under the mangrove cover. If you note down, if you have a record, then we can compare that yes, this much of amount of mangrove has been damaged or this much of mangrove have been increased. If we have mapping, we can identify the possible value, possible contribution of mangrove to our economy. If we understand that, then only that is what going to give an incentive for protection and conservation of the mangrove. Okay? And second important thing, it is talking about involvement of the community. So we need to involve the local community. We need to ensure that benefits of all this preservation, conservation that is going on should be reaped by the local community. Then only we can expect that people will protect, promote them. Na? So next is it's talking about citizen science can engage stakeholder to generate. Okay, so we need to engage stakeholder to generate, protect and preserve this mangroves. So this article is very important for mangrove. So please study about it. It is talking about problem क्या face कर रहा है, क्या steps लेना चाहिए, and how we can going to improve it. So it is very important. So please study it. So next is what has been missed in the India's digital sovereignty. So recently we have signed a free trade agreement with USA. So this agreement is called CETA, Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement. We have signed with the UK. So no doubt our ministry has said that this is a model free trade agreement that we can sign with other country, because currently we are negotiating similar kind of free trade agreement with the USA, with the European Union. But in if you but no doubt this trade agreement given a lot of concession or protect our sensitive sector like MSME and agriculture. But here we have given a lot of things in the digital aspect. For example, we are always in support of supplying the source code of all this software that is we are going to use. But under this agreement, we have given a secrecy clause where the company no need to supply the source code of their software design. That means this is what against the Indian interest. Second, we are also giving unlimited access to the data of India, and Indian company also get access to this data from the UK also. So that means India is having vast country with 140 crore people. So we are giving vast amount of information access to the UK. So that can be benefit more, and we are not going to get any return for that. Okay? So these are few flaws in in our free trade agreement. That is what we are going to sign. So there can be a very good question in your main. So what are the positive and challenges of this free trade agreement? So you can talk about this free trade agreement. Okay? So please, dear student, study it. Okay? So, dear student, this is all about the 2nd August, the newspaper, Hindu newspaper analysis. So, dear student, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and please do share this video with your friends so that maximum number of students can benefit. And from tomorrow onward, we'll start our video at 9, before 9 a.m. I think I'm planning to start it 8 or 8:30 a.m. in the morning, so that in morning half, everything will complete. Once it is delayed, everything got delayed. So, I'll make sure that it is covered in the morning. Chaliye, dear student, I'll have to end here. Please take care of yourself. Chaliye, good night. Bye bye.